Well, many applications have been run in courts around the country associated with the conditions of imprisonment and also the circumstances associated with COVID-19. People with special vulnerabilities and health issues may have stronger arguments in relation to bail. And of course, in New South Wales, it might be the case that the circumstances of their confinement in prison may suggest that they are able to show cause, in other words, get over the presumption that operates against the granting of bail in certain circumstances. Justice Hamill goes through some of the circumstances that are relevant and why COVID-19 might be applicable and operate in favour of the grant of bail. In that case, Justice Hamill did grant bail and the conditions of the imprisonment and in particular the COVID-19 pandemic and the impact that that has had on the confinement of certain prisoners was considered. In that decision, the court heard of the onerous conditions that had been prevailing as a result of the pandemic's operation within the custodial environment. For example, the limited personal visits, indeed, they had been eliminated and people were only getting visits via AVL screens. The delay in court hearings because of the reduction in jury trials and court proceedings generally associated with the pandemic and the need for social distancing. And of course, the high anxiety rates that are caused by the pandemic within the prison environment. And of course, the need from time to time for isolation within the prison environment was also considered. At the time of the decision, the number of COVID-19 cases and instances of death and illness associated with the virus was increasing, and that was leading to very considerable concern within the prison environment. And that was another matter taken into account by the court in considering the bail application in this particular matter. So it is the case that my firm and others are representing many, particularly elderly clients, but also clients who have immunity issues or problems with their immuno system or with their respiratory systems. And in those cases, evidence which supports the health conditions that those people are operating under can be relevant to the grant of bail in certain instances, and applications are being made not only here in New South Wales, but again around the country. Well, criminal procedure and hearings in New South Wales and indeed around the country have been severely affected and delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. In New South Wales, all local court hearings have, until as far out as the 31st of July, have been vacated and have been adjourned until later in the year. Further, District Court and Supreme Court jury trials have been stopped, and they again until into late July have not operating and have been suspended until such time as they might later proceed, although there's no timetable set as to when jury trials will recommence in those jurisdictions. Most matters, aside from involving custody cases, are not proceeding in New South Wales courts. And so there has been a delay, a significant delay in cases right across the country involving criminal matters.